Welcome back, everybody, to another Stormgate video. It's me, Impat Apoptosis, and today we're going to talk about armor. Armor is a very interesting mechanic in Stormgate. It's a lot better than you might think it is, but it's also a lot worse than you might think it is, too. What does that mean exactly? Well, let me explain it to you. But first, if you like this video, make sure to check out my other videos, and if you like those videos, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any upcoming Stormgate content. I recently released a video talking about Shroud and some Shroud mechanics for the Infernals. I'll link that up above so you guys have something else to watch. Okay, so armor. Armor's been confirmed to use the same kind of reduction system that League of Legends uses, so there's actually a lot of information online that we can pull from. It basically boils down to a simple formula that I'll link up above, and armor essentially acts as a straight percentage physical reduction. So another way that we could think about armor in terms of physical damage only, we'll get to spells and abilities in a bit here, is that it increases your effective HP. And if you want to see how it increases it, you can use that formula up above. So we've done a little bit of pre-calculation here. For instance, on the Magmadon, the Magmadon has 480 HP and 120 white health. Doesn't matter, you can classify them both together here for the same thing. It also has 20 armor, so using that formula, it will essentially have 720 HP, effective HP is what we like to call it. Doing the same thing for the Hellborn here. The Hellborn has 10 armor, so let me pop that in, and 325 total HP, so that brings its effective HP up to 357. So you can see, very simple system, very simple interaction. You can use this to track how many hits it might take to kill a unit. For instance, if we take the Brute here and we heal up our Hellborn all the way back up to max, it should take our Brute 12 attacks to kill this Hellborn. This doesn't really affect anything too much in the game other than understanding why a unit that's supposed to deal 30 damage is only dealing 27 and sometimes 28. But it's, I think, really great information to know so you can understand the different mechanics of the game here. Okay, so we can see that the Hellborn died in 12 hits there, and we can test the same thing for the Magmadon, which should die in 24 hits. Okay, 24 hits, just like I said, and the Magmadon is... oh, it's alive. It's alive with 1 HP, and I could only really replicate this on the Magmadon itself. I don't really fully understand why this lives with 1 HP every single time. What I can tell you is, for some reason, whenever that transition from white health to regular health happens, it changes the damage calculation for 1 attack, and it seems like the Brute only deals 24 damage for that 1 attack, which is actually very significant because you can see it increases the number of hits it takes to kill it by 1. If anybody can explain why this happens, I actually really have no idea what's going on here. And it seems to only occur on the Magmadon, so I don't know, figure that out, I guess. There is some other really interesting mechanics in relation to armor. As well, I think it's actually important to note that spells and abilities completely go through armor. So things like Infect, the Skull of Shetta, those sorts of abilities completely bypass armor, which means that they're quite good to use versus high armor units. For if you have, the Bob Overcharge, for instance, giving a unit them plus 50 armor, the Skull will still go right through that. It's not going to be reduced at all. So really makes spellcasters actually quite a lot better than I think people are giving them credit for. I think that Hexen is a bit stronger than people are thinking it might be, and I think people already believe it's a pretty strong unit. So hopefully we'll see the Hexen enter the meta a bit more against things like Lancers specifically. We're going to talk about a lot of different Vanguard things and the way that they use armor super effectively. So this kind of explains what I meant by armor is both very good and also not as good as you might think. It reduces all this physical damage, so anytime you're going to get shot or get hit by a unit, it's going to reduce that. It essentially makes your effective HP pool much higher. but it doesn't give you any benefit versus spells. So that means that units like the Weaver, which actually have 0 armor but a really, really high HP pool, are a little bit better than you might expect because they get that full HP pool versus spells and abilities and versus attacks and damage like normal. So this just means that at the end of the day, if you could trade armor for an actual higher HP pool, that would be better. But armor is still really valuable to have. So there's some interesting interactions then and some kind of logic that we can pull from this. One interesting thing is that since it essentially increases your effective HP, healing is actually way better to do on armored units than on no armor units. When you heal no armor units, you're just healing up their HP pool like normal, but when you heal units that have armor, you're essentially getting more free healing since they're going to be taking reduced damage versus attacks and normal hits. I think the way armor works is particularly interesting for the Vanguard at the moment for a few reasons. Number one, giving your Bobs 50 more armor is pretty awesome. Your Bob starts with 130 HP and no armor, so giving it 50 armor essentially gives it an effective HP pool of 195 for the duration, increasing that by 65. That's pretty fantastic. Another interesting thing to note is the Lancer. The Lancer is actually so insanely tanky. I don't think people are quite realizing exactly how tanky this unit can be. Not only does it get armor with its veterancy, so it gets up to, I believe it's 20 armor total, so just a straight up 20% damage reduction, but it gets the Fortified Impaler, and you can upgrade that to reduce damage from -2 to -4. Great news for the Vanguard here is that it actually reduces the post-mitigated damage. So that means that you're getting the full benefit from your armor. Let's say you get, again, attacked by something with 10 attack. It takes that 20% or that 20 armor, it reduces that attack down to 8. And then if you have that upgraded, then it's going to reduce it to -4. So you're going to be actually reducing the full thing to 4, as opposed to doing it the opposite direction, which would give you a little less benefit from your armor. So you're getting your full value from your armor, and you're getting your full value from that -4. It's absolutely fantastic, and this is really great. And it's why things like the Gaunt deal basically no damage to it, if it has that Fortified Impaler, is what it's called, and is Veteran level 3. Gaunts actually only deal a single point of damage if they have these two things together, not counting for Infest, of course. That's kind of a separate effect. But yeah, it's going to take a Gaunt actually 384 attacks to kill a Lancer that's at Veteran 3 and that improved Fortified Impaler. Veterancy is bonkers good with armor, since it almost always increases your health as well. So the Lancer, again, is getting not only plus additional HP, but also plus armor. So it's just making this unit that's already tanky even tankier. And finally, I think that the Medic is doing a lot more than people realize when it heals. Not only is it healing instantly, it's also giving a little bit of a heal over time, and it's giving your units plus 25 armor. So for the duration of that heal, that's a 25% damage reduction that it's from the damage that it takes, of course. So it's a pretty incredible unit. If you're not making them, definitely make them. And if you're making them already, you might want to make some more. All right, guys, that's it. That's everything that I know about armor. Did I miss anything? Do you think armor is incredible? Do you think it's crap? Let me know down below what your take is on this situation. I think it's pretty nice. Back in games like StarCraft 2, armor was good, but also could be pretty bad. It really depended on the units that were attacking it. In Stormgate, it's just a flat percentage reduction, so it doesn't matter what the speed of the unit is that's attacking you. You're just going to get that full value every single attack. But that's everything, guys. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope this helps you enjoy and understand Stormgate some more, and I will see you all in the next one. Good luck, have fun.